Beautiful right now. The current temperature is, according to weather.com, 60 degrees, going to a high of 68 today with cloudy skies. A cold front moving in later tonight. I talked about this story yesterday, and Tom at WOCA.com is where you send any email comments or questions you may have about any stories, or you can call 622-9622 is the number as well. But we talked about that Governor DeSantis said coming to Florida for COVID vaccines is okay as long as you stay a while. I got a few emails about this. One email said, that sounds like if you go to a drug dealer's house to buy a bag of pot, but you stay a while so it doesn't look like you're going to a drug dealer's house to buy a bag of pot. Okay, I guess I get that analogy. Another emailer wrote in, and I've heard this not only from this emailer, but I talked to somebody last night that said the same thing, and I talked to somebody yesterday afternoon that said the same thing. They all three, the people that I've talked to and the emailer, all three had similar stories, said that they went to get the vaccine at various places around Marion County, and that they saw a lot of tags from out of state in the parking lot getting the vaccine. Well, we got a lot of snowbirds live here. Governor DeSantis said if you're a snowbird, go ahead and get the shot. Just stay a while. He doesn't want anybody just coming into the state just to get the vaccine, like was reported happened in Palm Beach, where, supposedly a rich man and his friends went to an assisted living facility and arranged to get a shot there, even though they weren't residents of that assisted living facility. That's not the kind of thing the governor's okay with. I don't know how I feel about it. If you're a resident of another state, you're counted in that state when the CDC and the government are figuring out how many vaccines need to go to what states. They don't just arbitrarily, like Big Pharma, sending 1.1 million pills to a town of 830, opioid pills to a town of 830. That's not how this vaccine's working. They're sending the vaccine in close proximity to the number of people in that area that need the vaccine. So if you're registered and your census and all is in Pennsylvania, but you come spend 3 months a year in Florida, well, the government has you counted for the virus protection up in Pennsylvania. Is there an unlimited supply of vaccine? I don't think so. I think there should be some rule that says people that are Floridians 12 months a year go and get in the line before people who are Floridians 3 months a year. I mean, it seems like common sense to me. But the governor seems okay with both being on the same level. I'm not. I think if you're a Floridian 12 months a year, you should, and you're over the age of 65, you should get precedent. You should get, not precedent, you should get prioritized before somebody over the age of 65 that's only here 3 months a year. Just seems like that's common sense. What say you? 622-9622. I will tell you, I had about 7 or 8 emails on the subject. Most of the emails thought that there needs to be some sort of situation in place that prioritizes how long you live in Florida as to whether you get the vaccine first or not. All the emails thought, as I do, that somebody who is a 12-month-a-year resident of Florida should get the vaccine, should get the opportunity to take the vaccine before somebody that's a 3-month resident of Florida. But somebody that's over the age of 65 that's a 3-month resident of Florida, I think should get the vaccine before I do. I live here 12 months a year, but I'm not in the susceptible a group as somebody over 65. But I do think there should be some prioritization of full-time Floridians versus snowbirds. It's just my opinion. But I think that makes the most sense for what we're trying to accomplish. There's going to be some overflow for vaccination sites. Florida Department of Health, an independent health clinic, and the Riley Arts Center, they've come together to create an Ocala vaccination site that will be run by volunteers. The site will be utilized once Florida Department of Health and Marion County receives more vaccines than it can distribute in its own in a week's time. Mark Lander, the administrator of the local health department, said such sites will be an important part of Marion's vaccine rollout. These kind of volunteer sites will be used when there is an overflow of vaccines. He said this could change week by week. He don't know how many doses he'll be getting. When he determines how many the agency needs, then it can distribute the overflow doses. He acknowledged during some weeks there may not be any overflow. The volunteer site will help vaccinate people who have registered with the health department. Some 50,000 people age 65 and older have already registered. Preston Boland, Marion's emergency management director, said Monday that a vaccination site inside the old Belks at the Paddock Mall should be up and running on January 19th, the day after Martin Luther King holiday. The site will allow Marion to schedule more people who have registered. Most Marion County residents age 65 and older say the appointment system is much better than it was when it was first come, first serve approach that other counties are using. I would think appointments are better than first come, first serve. You saw that lady that stood in line, who stayed in her car in line for like 18 hours to make sure she got the vaccination in, I believe it was Volusia County. Some people are making it like a tailgate opportunity. But a lot of people are getting the vaccine. I'm still not getting the vaccine. But that's my choice. I hope and pray that there is not a federal mandate anytime soon that says we have to take the vaccine. Because I don't want to violate federal mandates, but I will. I think that people who are very vulnerable, from everything I've heard, people my age, there are people my age dying. Don't get me wrong, people in their 50s are dying. People in their 20s and 30s are dying too. But it's a lot, it's very rare compared to people 65 and older. For most people, I personally know one of my good friends, him and his wife both had COVID. He is right at the cusp of the 65 group, and he'd recently had surgery. He had mild flu-like symptoms and is fine. So it deals with everybody different. I usually, I do suffer from asthma and bronchitis. So it could be a little, I already suffer from respiratory issues. So it could affect me differently. But I've done some research and read and listened to my doctor and everything, and I just have made the decision that right now I'm not going to take the vaccine. But that's my choice. If you want to take the vaccine, I wholeheartedly support your choice in taking the vaccine. That's your choice, and I stand by you making your own choices. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up Ocala Talks, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Hey, Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa.
Yes, buddy?
Can you take me fishing this weekend?
I'd love to.
Have you noticed a change in your hearing over the years? Missing the little things in life? Visit Beneficial Hearing in Ocala today. Their expert team of audiologists will make sure you never miss a moment. Call Beneficial Hearing today at 352-629-4418 or visit them online, Beneficial Hearing.